Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up?
I'm back.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
I forgot you weren't here, actually.
That was that forgettable?
I love Lindsay's background laugh. I just crack her up.
Yeah,
It's her whole childhood. She just laughed.
Just laughed at you.
Laughed and
It's
laughed.
just a blur of laughter
Just
and fear.
belly ache.
Bliss.
Like that.
Childhood
Lindsay's
bliss.
childhood was a lot of laughing. A lot of laughing at Dad because I'm just freaking constant crack up.
Speaking of
Right, honey?
fun,
Right, baby girl?
Wow.
nice shirt. I love
She's
that
laughing.
shirt.
Now you're not laughing.
You like my shirt?
Look at
You
that
like
shirt.
my shirt?
I like your garbage
I like
shirt.
both your shirts. Look at that.
Your shirt is garbage, Linz. It is garbage.
Trash.
By the way,
Wow.
garbage.
His was kind of a joke and a play on words, so yours is trash.
Well, I was just thinking
that
of a
was-
better
that was
play on words
that
than
was a little bit.
garbage.
Lindsay's wearing a garbage concert
Refuse.
shirt. For
No, they
those of you
showed
that
it.
think I'm a bad dad, well, there's
Oh,
some
you're
people
right.
that are listening
Thank
and
you.
thinking I'm a monster, talking to my
you're the-
daughter that
So you're
way.
the locomotive.
They're like, he's such an asshole. You hear how he talks to his daughter? She's wearing a garbage concert shirt.
Which is why I said it's
Because I went
trash.
and saw them over the weekend.
I said it was garbage.
You said it over the weekend?
Yeah,
they
Alanis
opened for
Morissette.
Alanis Morissette. It
Oh,
was
wow.
incredible.
Yep. But hey, John, you know where I got this shirt, by the way?
I was gonna say it looks familiar. We were down in French Lick.
That's
I think
right.
You were, yeah.
Is that the only place they sell them?
It's a Bill Murray shirt.
William Murray.
William Murray.
Let's
Right.
say it the proper
But this is
way.
the one I wanted. I got the other one, the light blue one, and this is the one I wanted, but they didn't have my size. So I
What
sent
size
them
would
for-
that be?
It's an XL.
That's
I like 'em big.
Clydesdale.
fantastic.
It's a Mum's the Word is the name of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder
It's
why.
got Mums on it
Oh.
all over it.
Thank
Can't
you
so?
thank you for explaining the joke.
You didn't know that?
I think it was pretty
Is
obvious.
it
There's
a
like
joke?
Mums all over it. It's
Yes,
freaking
there
bad.
are.
Yeah.
It's that time of year too for moms, so
I
it's
think
actually
I'm-
pretty
I
topical.
think I'm like
You
old
guys
now.
know a lot about gardening.
I don't know
Well,
anything.
that's not gardening. It's just
You're
identifying
like,
a
oh,
flower.
They peak during the fall.
Well, that's when people put them out.
Where's got a
Where have you
garden.
been?
Rissa's got a rock garden right by the pool. It's super cool.
A rock.
Now we're on rock garden. They're in mums.
We were on Mums.
Yes.
I actually like Kevin's shirt too. I'm a fan of Psycho Bunny.
Thank
Kevin.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Kevin's copying you on that, John.
Yep. Always.
Wow.
I know. You're a trendsetter.
I am. That's why I'm wearing my Caitlin for California.
Oh, we're gonna
hat.
talk. We're gonna talk about that.
We're gonna get
We're gonna
into that.
collect.
Yeah.
By the way, I noticed Kevin's got a Munster donut, and
Yes, I do.
that's nice of you.
I
'Cause,
cut it.
like,
Actually, I cut it in half. You can have half if you'd like.
I don't want half your damn donut.
Why
I
not?
want a whole donut. Like, who wants a half a damn donut when you groped on and
I
chose
didn't
the
go
other
by
one?
it. I just cut the
Here,
half.
the one I passed up, you can have that one. I accidentally sneezed on
I
it.
thought I was being polite by cutting it in half and offering it.
I don't
to
know
you.
what the hell happened to it before the knife hit
I
it.
think it'd be really cute if you guys shared a donut.
That's not happening.
Come on.
If I was carrying around Munster donuts, I would have walked in the
you
studio
guys
with
can drink
one
the
for
coffee
everybody.
together with
That's
two
just how I
straws.
roll.
Thank you to my law partner Steve and Sandy, my assistant, who grabbed them early today, so I grabbed one.
And I know Munster Donut's not a sponsor of the show, but they should
I wish
be.
they were.
Because, like, I love Munster Donut. I would never have, like, Tom's Middle Finger segment on Munster Donut.
No.
Never, because they're great.
They're really good donuts. Mm-hmm. We love them. Thank you. Well, then I'm going to eat both instead of you having half.
How's
Sorry
that?
I offered.
It's all right. You can eat it.
It's
Interesting.
okay, Kevin. Alfredo Estrada said he'll take the other half.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Alfredo. It'll be here for you.
Interesting choice of donut to eat on the air on camera, like chocolate covered.
No,
You're not
chocolate
worried about
covered.
that?
It's just a
Good.
chocolate frosted.
That's
Well,
a basic staple donut.
But it could get on his mouth, his
classic.
shirt.
I'm gonna be
and people
careful
are
with it,
watching.
John.
Okay.
I'm
You
gonna be
shouldn't- you're
careful
not
with
supposed to, in the biz that I'm part of, you don't eat on air.
I was going to eat this
I'm a
before, but you
professional,
got
though.
chatty.
Like, that's all right, though. You know, I'm a pro. Like, I have higher standards of myself as a podcast host.
Let's go back through the episodes and see what Tom's eaten on the air.
I haven't eaten anything on air. Thank you.
You've
Really?
eaten nachos.
Hey, man, check
What?
this out. I have
They
a funny...
brought tortilla chips on the
Oh,
air.
Yes, thank you. With
Whatever,
salsa.
dude. That's nice.
That can
When
be
people bring
sloppy.
stuff in.
Oh, no, nachos.
By the
with-
way, like, at least he brought stuff in. You bring in a half of, like, discarded donut for me.
All right, I'll bring a dozen donuts next
Thank
time,
you.
and
I
you
would
can
eat a
choose your
donut on air
donut.
if you bring in a dozen donuts. I
All
would
right.
chow on them.
like-
I'm not eating the half that you
Wow.
passed up.
It's like George
gross.
Costanza finding the eclair on top of the trash.
No
and he
good
eats
deed,
it.
John.
It was floating above the rim.
No good deed.
So yesterday,
Sorry, I offered you half of my donut.
I was the only one at City Hall, Lindsay, because like every other person that worked for me decided to go watch the Angels White Sox game. Did you know that, Lindsay?
No.
So
'Cause I
who's
don't
guarding
watch-
City Hall, keeping the city safe? Mayor Tom. That's who. So I was having a bad day yesterday.
Oh.
You wouldn't know, Kevin, because you weren't there.
Well, I can tell you this. John made some really bad bets at the baseball game.
Really?
That was a rough.
He's
yeah.
on a downward streak when
Yeah.
it comes to gambling. So
I'll be honest with you.
Kind of like Phil.
The White Sox are good, but
They're good.
not World Series good.
I'll tell you
I'm
this.
Whoa.
I'm telling you right now,
Whoa.
they're not. They're not. I've seen a World Series team.
Is this objective or is this as a Cubs fan
totally
speaking?
objective.
Time for a poll.
Totally objective. I'm being totally objective. As a Cub fan watching the White Sox, who are a damn good team, they're way better than the Cubs. Let's make that clear.
Without
okay?
a doubt.
But like, I bet on the. By the way, I bet on the White Sox to win the World Series.
Can you
Just
make
being a
that?
homer.
I
I
have
did.
no idea what this
I got
is
like
about.
tons of return. Like,
Auction.
so I'm telling you straight up though, they're not good enough to win the World Series. I don't even think they're
Here's
good enough
what
to
I
get
would
to
say.
they're going to lose in the playoffs.
Their
That's my
first 4
prediction.
batters are
White Sox are good, dude.
unbelievable. Like as a pitcher, forget it. How can you even lose concentration for a second against his first 4 batters?
I hope I'm wrong, but I just when the White Sox play tough teams like the Astros types of teams, and even
Yeah.
when they're playing teams like the Angels and they're like getting spanked, man,
Oof.
like they're getting smoked
Brutal
by the
yesterday.
Angels, and the Angels suck.
I mean,
dude.
maybe it's the malaise of September. They've got 11.5 game lead. They're not like focused in.
Agree.
All right,
Maybe that's
so
it.
like they're
Maybe
getting
that's
ready,
it.
and
I
I
hope
give them a
that's
little
it.
bit of
But, like,
room for that.
The
but,
Cubs, when they won the World Series, were one of the best teams in baseball in September. They were on fire.
but like the Cubs in 06, when they were the best team in baseball, couldn't make it out of the first round. It's one of
Okay.
those. I mean, maybe they get
We'll see.
hot.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I do.
It'll be
because I
interesting.
bet on the White Sox to win the World Series because I'm a homer.
What are those odds right now?
It was a good. Like,
Oh, I'm
because
sure.
I think I did like a
Insane.
free bet on it. I had $25 free
Nice.
bet, and I put my free bet on that one because I'm like, it's like $500.
Why
back
not?
on a free
Why
bet?
not?
By the way,
Yeah.
and I did it for the White Sox to win the World Series. I'm making that clear, but I think I'm doomed on that bet because I don't think they're good enough to make.
I
it
mean,
to
the
World
the
Series.
Dodgers are going to be real tough to beat in the National League. American
But you know what?
League,
Anything could happen in a
anything
series.
can happen.
I agree.
Anything can
It's
happen.
just like-
Tampa Bay looks tough in the American League, but
So anyway, Kevin, while I'm having a crappy day yesterday,
Yes.
it was really monumentally shitty. And
Okay.
So
Wow, our day was great.
I know. That was part
We
of
had
it.
no
actually.
idea.
I saw all
Oh,
these pictures
no.
coming back, and I was like on guard at City Hall, making sure City Hammond's safe. So I get to McDonald's, okay, and you know how McDonald's has the dual drive-through thing going.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, that's my lunch, by the way. You guys were in the skybox eating like luxury, and I'm like going to McDonald's eating
think a
chicken
hot
nuggets,
dog.
Hey,
right?
McDonald's is a classic.
All right. I don't like fast food personally. But I was in a bad spot mentally, physically, everything. I'm like, I'm eating freaking McDonald's. That's how bad my day
The
was.
dual drive-through is a challenge because you've got to make a choice.
I did.
You do have to make a choice.
And you're like, which one is going to get me through faster?
Right.
Yep.
And by the way, so I'm the
everyone's
first.
thinking that, so like, why even bother?
I pull up. There's two
Not
cars.
everybody, Linz.
There's 2 cars on both sides. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The car on the right got there second. And I know this because I'm there. So I'm third car sort of floating, trying to block the whole drive-through.
Oh,
okay?
now see, that's
I
that's
did.
bad.
I'm doing that.
John, when
I'm doing
people do that,
Nobody
I
was
could-
behind me.
All right, fine. No
but
one's
I'm
behind
like,
you. Fair
just
enough.
in case future people come, I want to be able to choose the best one.
Okay,
So I'm
so no one's
totally-
behind you.
And I'm blocking the whole damn thing.
and you're going to make a choice.
And then I know the car on the right gets there second. So I'm suspecting the car on the left should be faster, right?
Sure, you would think.
Sure as crap. Somebody pulls behind me, and I'm like, got to make a choice, right? So I'm like, all right, the one on the left got here first, so I'm going there. Okay,
Yep.
so I pull on the one on the left. The car behind me goes to the right, and sure as shit, the lady on the right orders real quick and then cruises forward. and then the car on the right that gets there after me, and this lady in front of me,
10 Big Macs.
she's like ordering like it
Pickles
was-
only on one.
by the
Extra
way,
special sauce on
As
another.
it turns out, her bill was less than $5, which is bullshit. She spent a lot of time there.
Well,
like
she was
contemplating.
studying the menu.
Don't you know what the hell is at McDonald's by
You would
now?
think.
Come on, man.
You
Right?
want- you either get a filet of fish or you get a McRib or a
So I'm on fire.
cheeseburger.
I'm just like, you got
Big
to be
Mac.
shitting me, man. Right? I'm sitting there like, and then this lady finally goes, and then she can't get her car forward because the other car is blocked, and it's like jammed up. And I'm like trying to get in before the next car. Finally, I get in, and I order mine like 20 seconds, dude. I'm done. I want this. Give me this. Boom. I'm gone, right? And I pull up, and I can't get there because it's gridlock, right?
Yeah, thanks to
And
the dual drive-through.
the car that's behind me is inching forward, and he's got me by about a couple feet. And it's one of those like iffy. Like I got there first, but he ordered first.
So who's going to be polite?
We're
who's
eyeballing
not?
each other, and I'm sitting there. It's a kid, and he's with
Sure.
his girlfriend,
Sure.
and I'm eyeballing him, and I'm like, this is bullshit.
Eyeballing him meanly or just
no,
like kind of
just
just like
not thrilled with the whole situation because I got there first, right? And
Right.
I know he thinks that he should get in front of me, right? So I'm looking at him, and he rolls down his window. He goes, "Mayor Tom," and I'm like instantly like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm having the worst
No
day.
longer pissed.
And I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And I don't really know this kid.
Mm-hmm.
He knew me obviously, and I feel bad. Maybe he was one of my kids I coached or something. And I was like, "Hey," and he's like, "Hey, nice to see you guys." And his girlfriend's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Go in front of me, young man," right? I do this all day. Just pass right in front of me.
That's
and
right.
He passes in front of me, and I get behind him, and I was totally different now.
the dual drive-through.
So I'm like, hey, smiling.
Mayor Tom.
Still having a shitty day, but I have a happy look on my face, and I pull up to
the
the
happy
drive.
mayor face that you
So I pull up
so often.
and the lady's sitting there and she goes, did you order the chicken sandwich? I'm like, yeah. And she goes, the car in front of you said he wanted to pay for your meal because you're the mayor handman.
Wow.
Dude, this kid is like 19 years old.
That's nice.
Very
super
nice.
young. And by the way, like, I was like, that was super nice. It was super
When
nice.
humanity surprises you.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a really nice thing. And I want to say to him, thank you.
Thank
that
you
was very
to-
nice. I was having
Thank
a really
you,
crappy day.
Random.
No, seriously. And I hope we find out who it was because I want to pay him back.
Oh.
No, I don't want to pay him
think he
back in
wants
money.
to.
I want to.
He doesn't want your money.
No,
my
not
money.
in money. No, it was nice of him. I was having a crappy day, and he did that. And you know what? That's one of the nice things is every once in a while I get free stuff like that. Like when I go to the wheel, I go there sometimes by myself. They'll pick up my meal, and then I'll just tip like $10.
Very
So,
nice.
Yeah.
Got to make
Love
sure
the
you take
wheel.
care of the
perks.
of
Yeah,
the
even though I
serving
get the
staff.
free meal, I never like walk
Of
out.
course.
Like, oh yeah.
I wonder about that. Do people think, oh, I'm taking care of your tab, you don't have to tip?
Nope. I think.
I hope people don't think that.
No, I always tip.
Of
I
course.
actually tip above and beyond.
Sure, because you got a free meal.
Yeah.
Wow. I
Let's
hope
do
people
some-
don't really do that.
Let's pay some bills.
Like, don't.
Was that a good story?
I thought that was exciting.
So we're going to talk some Gavin Newsom. Mayor Tom is going to collect $100. Kevin, you bet too, right?
I did bet. I'm looking forward to getting paid.
We're going to do it live on a podcast. I think that might be a federal law violation, but
I don't think
we'll
so.
find out. Good.
I don't think
we'll,
it is.
We'll find
it's a
out.
personal bet.
I think we're good.
And then I'm going to talk about my.
Thanks though, Tom, for turning us into the FBI.
Yeah, just put him on notice. If it is, we're going to do it.
Mayor Tom just said there's going to be.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To the agents that are listening, if it is against federal law,
It's
man,
Desmar's
all a
fault.
joke.
we're going in. We're under the impression that it's not, but if it is,
I don't think ignorance of the law is
It's
a
just a
ignorance of the
defense.
law is not a defense.
No,
that's too bad.
So thank you
It's
though.
just a joke.
We're going to talk some colonoscopy.
Talk about Tom's butt. We're
Yeah,
gonna get
let's
into
talk about
that.
my butt.
Butthole
And then, by the way,
pristine.
thank you, Linz. And
You're
then Todd Rokita is the gift that keeps on giving. We're going to talk a
He
little
is.
Attorney General Todd Rokita. Thank you, Todd,
Thank
for
you,
being
Munster
such
native Todd Rokita.
You're the gift that keeps on giving.
All right.
All right, that's the show. I'll
How
talk to you
about
guys
some
tomorrow.
ads?
Oh, yeah, let's do some ads.
Yes,
My bad.
wake up.
Oh, once you start.
Sure. Our premier sponsor, thank you to Powering America.
Powering America!
Wow.
The sponsor of this episode. Season 4 is powered by our premier sponsor, Powering America.
Powering America!
With the explosive growth of renewable energy in America today, call
Powering America!
Powering America to meet your needs. For renewable energy in your home or office, including electric vehicle chargers and solar-powered solutions,
Who do you call?
trust the electrical professionals of.
Powering America!
Visit
Powering Northwest
PoweringNorthwestIndiana.org. We tried to do it in stereo and quadrophenia, but it didn't work.
In like harmonies.
You guys should rehearse
Gotta work on that.
more. Yeah.
What's that, baby?
Let's
You
try it
should
one more
rehearse
time.
that.
Let's try the last bit one more time. What's the last line?
Visit
Powering
America.
Northwest. No,
Wow.
Never mind.
who said
It
Powering
was
America?
better when we were
I did.
impromptu.
Way to
It
go,
was-
John.
PoweringNorthwestindiana.com.
.org, Linz.
One more time.
.org.
One more time. One more
God.
time. One more time. Do it.
Visit PoweringNorthwestIndiana.org.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right.
I like your radio voice.
Thank
John.
you.
Miss Print. Miss Print specializes in delivering the highest quality of signs and printing on time and within budget. Miss Print's experience in technology allows them to offer custom commercial on-demand printing and sign solutions you can count on. Rick Baltonsberger and his team have served Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana for over 30 years. They have 2 convenient locations in Munster and in Hammond. It was nice to share a drink with Rick last
Yes,
night.
one of our sponsors popped by and saw us pre-show. Rick.
And
Thanks,
showed
Rick.
me the metal card that I'm working on.
Yes, he's
I'm psyched about.
machining it today.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. He's like, yeah, I have to actually cut this out of metal
like-
and do it.
Piece of metal I'm going to carry around.
I think
to
he's
show
going to
him
get
for the
some more
region.
orders.
I agree. That's what I told him. I said, be ready because I'm a trendsetter. And
I
I'm
hope the
I'm
edges
setting-
are smooth.
I know. I'm going to like,
Just-
I'm gonna like cut my leg.
His pants are just cut.
Just my
Just
my
cut right through
Lululemon
his
pants have like a blood stain
Right
on them all
through.
the time.
He's
They
like,
just-
yeah, scan this. There's like pieces of flesh and blood, red blood on it.
It's like a shark tooth.
Rick,
You see
this isn't
Jaws
working
with
too
like
well.
the flesh hanging off his teeth.
Rick would never do that.
Yeah,
He's a
I
professional.
hope it's not like that, Rick.
No, Rick will take care of you.
Anyway, thanks to Misprint. Thanks to Rick. And I was happy to hear his family has a house in Lake Tahoe. And
That is safe.
That is safe because it was on the north side of Lake Tahoe. I knew that.
Is he on the
I just-
Nevada
I've
side or the
heard-
California side?
He's on the Nevada side, north Lake Tahoe.
That's the fun side.
It isn't. It's the more recreational side.
I think
like
he-
the south side's the party side.
The interesting thing is you guys both described it as one of the most beautiful places on earth.
Lake
Now-
Tahoe's pretty cool.
Yeah, and now when you go there, you'll be lucky if you can even see the lake.
He said he was actually mountain biking and was breathing in smoke.
Yeah,
That's
It's
crazy.
Lake Tahoe in the summertime was the place to be, and now it's like getting to be summer, fire season, and you can't go there because of the smoke in the air.
Man,
I mean,
hope
it's
that
like a new
changes.
season now. I don't know if it's going to get better, bud. I mean, seriously, this is,
When's fire season now? It's all season, right?
fire
Just goes
season is
from
basically
April to
July to.
Oh, that late.
Think about it. Well, you have to, like, when you start off in California in spring, it's actually green. You go to the mountains, like, if you get out there in April, May, still green. It's like green, and then it starts just getting baked because there's no rain. Wow. Especially
no one's raking up the.
Yeah, we gotta go rake the hills.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room, an outside patio, brewing equipment, offers a unique backdrop for your private event like weddings, reunions, and corporate parties. They're conveniently located just off of 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu.
Try Electronics. Try Electronics wants to be your complete communication provider. Try Electronics has been a leader in this industry for more than 55 years. We are dedicated to assisting our clients with their system integration needs. We have the expertise and experience to provide superior results for a wide variety of projects. For more information, call Try Electronics today at 1-800-722-6793.
Grisolia's Concrete was voted number 1 in the Times Best of the Region 2020 and 2021. Grisolia's Concrete specializes in all of your concrete projects, and they have been using the original cement finish in the
California style.
We should just tape that.
I know.
Since 1972, and also offers stamped and colored concrete, but it would take away some of the variety.
California
you do kind of
knows how to party.
see. I like it when you just riff a little bit. For more information or a project quote, call Grisolia's Concrete
City of Hammond
at 219-659-4127.
in the city.
Grisolia's
Keep
Concrete.
it
Good work, by the way.
rockin'.
Yes,
Nice,
there's
nice.
John's beautiful.
I will
Tenor.
take I will take the other half of that donut, by the way.
Now we're talking.
I'm
See,
freaking
After
starving, dude.
complaining.
I know.
about it.
I should have done
we've
it
known each
quietly.
other long enough. You don't have
did.
to worry
well,
about
you
my.
freaking keep it hanging out there.
Well, I was leaving it there because I knew at some point you'd stop bitching at me and you'd actually eat it. Thank you.
Munster donut is
Kevin
the
said the
best.
B
Let's
word.
face it.
Let's face
It's the best.
It is.
I agree.
Are you saying that because you haven't eaten in like 2 days from the colonoscopy?
We're gonna get into
I was
that.
starving. Munster donut. You should be a sponsor on our show because your donuts are freaking delicious.
Not that we don't like other places like Dunkin' and other. local
I do like
coffee.
Dunkin'.
Weren't you
Yeah.
saying earlier, like, I don't eat on air?
Yeah,
And-
I did say that.
Okay, cool.
But it's like,
Thank you, Lindsay. I'm glad you're here on Fridays.
Yeah. Like, someone's got to keep them in line. Keep them
that's
humble.
your job. That's
Quote unquote, in the biz that I'm a part of, you don't eat on the air.
Thank you, John. That's this episode. That is the name of the episode.
And it will be a thumbnail of Tom with
As
his
he-
mouth full of a
Yes,
donut.
full of a chocolate donut, the iced donut.
it was good though.
All right, so let's talk about Let's talk some Gavin Newsom and his survival.
Gag.
It was real close, John. Very close.
Cheaters.
Don't even.
So when do I get
don't
the
even
$100?
Go there.
For legal reasons, there was not a bet. I'll pay you off the air.
That's his money.
You know,
So-
this shirt was right around $100, John. So
Nice.
I'm breaking even.
You got like a
Nice.
free shirt,
Mm-hmm.
$300
Expensive
shirt.
You know what's bullshit? I wake up that morning after the election to like multiple texts from
Oh, no.
people saying, like, just digging in on
Well,
me.
maybe it was because
just,
of the Caitlyn hat.
Okay, I
When
didn't-
did you jump off the Caitlyn bandwagon and jump on the Larry Elder bandwagon?
As time went on, I don't know. When I first saw the first
you realized-
poll when she was at 100 or 1%.
She got 1.1% by the
Really?
way. Yeah, 1.1%. And I loved her.
And think about it. That's 1.1% of the people that voted for the recall,
correct.
which is
So,
way less than
Without a
1.1.
doubt. It was
Right.
it was 64% for Newsom, 36% for
But his 64% was stronger than, because you had the only way you could vote for Caitlyn in this case.
is if you voted no on the recall.
That's right, which is a minority of the people anyway. So then you take a minority of the people, and
I'm
then
sorry,
one.
voted yes on the recall.
Yeah, so if you voted yes on the recall, which is what, the 35% of
Right.
people, and then 1% of the 35 is what we're talking about, that's a minuscule number. It's a horrible showing. Maybe now we can finally be rid of, Caitlyn.
Caitlyn?
Right, as a
Oh.
politician. As a politician. Dude,
Well, it's
come
funny.
on.
She said for Jenner, or this is what I found in a story. For Jenner, the once high expectations of the spring were long gone by late summer. The Republican contender stood at a lowly 1% in the final polling average, and that's where she finished, according to results at 1.1% in 13th place. That means 30 some people were behind her below 1%. Far behind conservative talk radio host Larry Elder, who captured nearly half of the votes cast in support of the 46 replacement candidates. And she said, I can't believe that this many people actually voted to keep Newsom in office. It's a shame.
Well,
honestly, it's a shame.
Believe it, Caitlin.
Maybe if you would have put up a fight or actually ran a campaign instead of promoting yourself.
On. Think about it. I mean, honestly, if you're running for governor of California, I mean, straight up, Caitlin killed somebody in a car a few years ago.
Vehicular manslaughter.
Right? Straight up.
Forgot.
I mean, come on. You're a freaking borderline murderer. And you're running for governor. Oh, yeah. That fatality with my car. Yeah. I mean, that's something that
she went to Australia, like in the middle of the campaign.
Right.
She didn't participate
it was
in
all
the
about publicity.
gubernatorial debates either.
It was a publicity stunt.
Her family is very good at getting money.
She sucked in the gullible, for hats and things.
So
like
one
that.
of the things that people may.
Oh, where's that hat from? Oh,
John just threw the hat down.
I did. Yeah, can you pull that in frame, please?
Yes.
I want it. Yeah, that's the least you could do.
I'm not holding.
Here's your 1%, John.
Somebody's
You're part of the 1%, John.
The gullible got sucked in for the.
Listen, I know Mr. Elders is watching right now.
Mr. Elder,
I want to congratulate him on a good race in the face of a lot of racism. Truly, I mean that seriously.
Please.
Oh, dude, there was a lot of racism against him that race. It's pretty messed up, if you ask me.
Well, 64% for Gavin. Yeah, he had 68% when he ran last time for governor, so really he only lost 4%, which I thought was interesting.
I think Gavin was a great elected official. I do.
I
met, by the way, I met him. I've sort of studied his career. So, I've been watching him since I became elected because he got elected at the same time as mayor of San Francisco. I got elected at the same time mayor of Hammond.
I would say
we met through mayor function.
I love that Dad has an affinity for every politician who was elected the same year that he was.
Well, there's only a couple of them around.
That's right. You got to keep
Gavin
together.
Newsom's one of them.
Got to stay together.
I'm trying to think of any politicians elected at the same time I was. I mean, they're council people and stuff, but as far as executives, like mayors.
03. Who was elected in 03?
Joe Stahura, not anymore.
Right.
John Costas was elected then, not around anymore. I'm second.
Was it Mayor Pete elected?
No,
Mayor Pete was 11.
12.
Oh, that was much
12
later.
would have been municipal.
12, 16, yeah.
I swear I've heard you say
11,
that
right.
we got elected at the same time.
No.
By 5 people.
No. Mayor Pete was elected way after me, actually.
I'm trying to think of all the people you've introduced me as. The guy who was the guy who went down to French Lick with you. One of the mayors was also elected the same year that you were.
No,
not anymore.
I listened to your podcast.
So it would have been
Mayor Uram was
no, he was 07.
It's not a local mayor.
Clint,
it's from down south.
Mayor Clint was not. He was
Mayor
07
Clint
or
was
11.
Way later than me. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mayor Joe. Those who we had on.
We lied a lot on that pod.
Yeah, who knows what's going on?
Dude, you actually write that stuff down?
Yeah.
Well, Gavin Newsom will stay the governor. Another interesting thing that came out of that was, California has this really the easiest recall system in the country, and I found out there was some history on that. There was a Progressive Party back when
early
Teddy Roosevelt, right? Yeah, Teddy.
That was when a lot of our laws in the country, especially the progressive laws like this, came around in the early 1900s.
Yeah,
that's when we allowed women to vote, by the way. So
there you go.
Not everything that happened in the early 1900s was bad for America, but recall was one of them also. And
recall, referendum.
It's referendum. We have propositions in California.
That's
that
it.
Came about.
That's all came about the same time.
Propositions in California are like annual thing,
and it's easy to put on the ballot. Whereas in most states,
propositions about almost everything.
Everything.
Like we have referendums in Indiana on schools mostly, right?
Very
huge public
narrow,
works projects.
Very narrow.
Right. In California, they'll have constitutional issues with propositions.
And it's because of the way and how easy it is to get on the ballot. In most states, it's very difficult. In California, it's easy. And the one thing that came out of this was they said they spent $273 million on the recall election, which is insanity.
That's like the cost of 2 high schools. That's 2 high schools.
In some communities, maybe even 4 high schools.
That's how much it costs to keep our troops active in Afghanistan daily.
Wow.
$300 million a day. So
there you go. You could have had one day.
We did that every day of our lives, though.
For 20
years. I mean, that's incredible. Think about it.
Almost my whole life.
Think about how many schools we could have built and how many bridges we could have built with all that goddamn money.
A lot of money.
It's crazy. And that's the thing. I know that the way we left Afghanistan left a lot to be desired. We probably could have done a better job. We could have done a better job. Okay. However, the fact that we cut off that constant flow of money and we got ourselves out of this country, let's just get the hell out of there because we shouldn't have been there for 20 years in the first place.
Yeah, and I think it just, Biden finished what Trump started, what, Obama was talking about.
Trump would have never done that, man.
Well, I mean, he set the May 1st deadline, and he drew down all the troops. Right.
And left
it for the next guy. But
Trump would have never done what Biden did.
I wonder what he would have done if he would have won.
He wouldn't have. Well, if he won, he probably would have. Maybe he would have. But he wouldn't have done it before because that would have hurt his reelection chances.
Because this would have happened.
Right. So, like, somewhere along, John, you feel free to input, somewhere along during the Trump presidency, a decision was made not to pull out of Afghanistan
Until after
for
the
political
election.
reasons.
Until
Because
after.
it's going to be a shit show. And it was. Okay? And I guarantee you, in the Trump White House, and even maybe in the Obama White House, they're like, we cannot pull our troops out of there because there's no way the Afghan army can
Government's
hold
gonna
out.
collapse.
And the government will collapse, and we'll look like shit. So let's just keep our troops there.
Interesting.
I guarantee you, Kevin. Like,
I'm sure
no doubt in my mind. And I'm not saying it's just Trump's fault. I'm saying Obama had the ability to get us out of there, and George Bush should have never got us there. So, like, we had 4 presidents that share the blame in what happened, and at least give Biden credit for pulling us out of there. That's
getting us
one
out.
thing
Maybe if it was never going to work, someone had to say get out.
it wasn't working. Obviously, it wasn't going to work unless we were willing to stay there and be the army and basically be the police force of Afghanistan and spend $300 million a day instead of, like, building new high schools in Northwest Indiana.
It goes back to the decision of nation building versus
Right.
and not that
I don't support that.
And we did say there was some good that came out of that. I mean, women had rights, and they're stronger
it's
over
sad
there.
what's going on. It's
really
sad what happened over there. But, like, what are we going to do? Are we the world's police force? That's the question we have to ask ourselves.
The question that's been being asked
I don't
since
support it.
1946.
I don't support that. I don't care what party supports that. I don't support us going in and spending hundreds of millions of dollars daily to rebuild another country. That is ass backwards in my world. We need to rebuild Northwest Indiana. We need to rebuild South Bend. We need to rebuild America. What the hell are we doing in Afghanistan?
I mean, you
Rebuilding-
see the infrastructure in America is crumbling,
Yeah.
and yet
Kabul's got brand new airports, and like it's like, come on,
Not
man,
for
that's
long.
all our money. But that's all our money. They're spending our money over there. Why don't you rebuild the Gary Airport? Like, why are we rebuilding the Kabul Airport? You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of thinking that has to change.
it's prioritizing money and prioritizing projects.
At least Biden got us out of there. I give him credit for that, and he knew it was going to be ugly, and it was. And
Yeah.
could we have done it better? Yeah, probably. But at least we're out of there, man, and we're not spending $300 million a day.
and our
bleeding.
troops are home and safe.
That's right.
And now we can
Well,
focus
some
on
didn't
universal
make it
health
home.
care.
Agreed, John. Unfortunately, you're right. I don't want to make it sound like everybody made it
No,
home safe.
13. We're 13 light. I mean, but
Well, I mean,
there's
thousands.
thousands light,
Yeah.
thousands light. But
Absolutely.
most immediately, 13 light, and one of them was a Hoosier, and it's a very sad story. And I'm sure there's but anyway.
Complicated issue. All right.
It is.
You want to finish up
When
the
we come
ads and-
back, you know what? I have a couple videos of the colonoscopy I just got done doing. It's a public. One of them.
Please tune in. Please share this stream right now.
No, it's not. There's no penetration or anything like that. I want to point that out. It's me drinking the solution.
Well, don't ruin it.
No, it's funny. And then me and just high as a kite afterwards, and I had no idea.
Stay tuned to see Mayor Tom high as a kite.
Dude, I had no it's a funny story. I think you'll enjoy
Set
it.
it hopeful, high as a kite.
But like the cool thing, by the way, it was what's that stuff?
Fentanyl.
Barium?
It was fentanyl. Can you believe that?
Oh.
They gave me fentanyl.
I thought you said barium. Oh, barium's at first.
Barium's the
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
that you
Marissa
drink.
said she did research and it's totally normal for
It
them
is.
to use that, but it seems so aggressive
Dude.
to me. To, like,
We're gonna
Anyway,
get into this.
I got a story about this.
All right, we'll be
Okay.
back after these ads.
This is the time to share the stream because we're going to show a video of Tom high as F.
and who knows? Who knows what we're going to see about him and his colonoscopy?
Yeah.
Midwest Air Duct Cleaning. At Midwest Air Duct Cleaning, your health is their number one priority. They're dedicated to providing top-notch quality services at an affordable price. Their technicians have been trained to shelter the members of your family and household from potential airborne contaminants. If you'd like more information on how to protect the lungs of your home, call Marinko and his team at 219-671-8868 today. That's Midwest Air Duct Cleaning. And happy birthday to, was it Marinko or his son that had a birthday? Anyway,
really?
His
one of
son.
them. His son. Okay, happy birthday to Marinko's son. Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Challenger Learning Center. Explore the far reaches of space and engage in hands-on learning at the Challenger Learning Center of Northwest Indiana. Connecting with Challenger NWI is easy. To learn more about Challenger Center and their upcoming events, visit clcnwi.com. That's clcnwi.com. Or connect on social media at Challenger NWI on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Calumet Brewery wants to tell you about Michelob Ultra. Michelob Ultra is a superior light beer with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, all while being one of the fastest growing brands in the region. Or try Ultra Pure Gold, an organic light lager with only 2.5 carbs and 85 calories brewed for your healthy lifestyle. Enter to win a Michelob Ultra golf bag through calbrew.com. Check out Calumet Brewery's Facebook page for details and try Michelob Ultra this weekend.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon. By the way, the Martinez family 5 years ago, I believe it was yesterday, had a momentous day for their family. That was the day Sheriff Oscar Martinez was sworn in.
5 years ago.
5 years ago
At
in
the caucus.
And I'm a huge fan of Sheriff Martinez and the whole family. The Martinez family is just great people, entrepreneurs, leaders of the community.
Yeah.
Our sheriff is leading the way.
By the way, thank you to the sheriff for doing that awesome flyover and the Marine boat at the 9/11 Memorial
Yeah, it was gorgeous,
on Lake Michigan.
Yeah,
it
that was gorgeous.
awesome.
Yeah, but anyway, congratulations! 5 years ago today, we had Sheriff Martinez take over and doing a great job. I mean, really one of the most effective sheriffs I've seen in my lifetime. So, welcome, 4 more years, Sheriff Martinez. Can't wait to vote for you again. Tortillas Nuevo Leon. Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard of Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Oh shit, that's my cue, right?
That's you, John.
Tortillas Nuevo
Hope you guys can
León,
hear.
hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia. De todo corazón.
I mean,
Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you, sponsors.
Back to now on to Tom's colonoscopy.
Let's talk a little colon
let's
action.
get into it.
Tom's
A
butt.
little colon action.
Little colon action.
Wow, that's not gonna get the viewership up.
By the way, the number 2 cause of cancer in men,
Wow.
colon cancer. Okay. Number 1 cause is what?
Prostate
Yeah,
cancer.
that's right. Number 3 is lung. Okay.
Wow.
So obviously very important. If you're 50 years of age or older, you're supposed to do it annually. Not
Or
annually, annually.
you're supposed to
That's
get
2
what?
Well,
ends.
you have to do it anally too.
But it's
Yes.
2 ends, and so you do
Annually.
it annually.
But
I
you
just
need to
made
get
that
one
up on
done.
the spot.
Do you have
by
to
the
do it
way.
annually or just get it done
Well,
like around your
it
50?
depends.
Okay.
That's the end of this story. I'll tell you. The
Depends
end.
on
so
how
I
the
keep
first
on
one
using.
goes.
A lot of puns here.
There's a lot of puns. At
Lindsay,
the
this
end,
is the
though,
funny part that you grew up with, right? Just
just
constant laughter
jokes.
and
Just constant jokes, right, honey?
Yeah.
Just laughing her whole childhood.
But you
Well,
are
I
right,
didn't
right?
frown once.
The serious part of this is that it's important to get it done if you're our age.
Yeah, and I'm 52, so the fact I haven't done it yet, I have a
It's
doctor.
2 years overdue.
Right.
I let you do it first. I'm going next month.
My doctor, Novin, and this Kevin goes to the same doctor in Chicago. He's a great guy, like a whole body doctor. He like analyzes all the stuff that you bring to him and like makes recommendations. And I keep going to him, and he, kept saying, "You got to lose some weight," and I have. He's gonna be happy to see me.
He's going to be really happy with your blood work.
In my blood work, my cholesterol, Lindsay, is 20% lower than it was last year.
Nice.
That's
I think
great.
that's triathlon.
Isn't that crazy?
That's all. And
It's
you're not
gotta
taking
be.
medication.
It's crazy. No, I don't
right?
take cholesterol
Yeah.
meds.
So it's
My blood
fantastic.
pressure is down 20% lower.
I think it's the swimming.
I think
I
it's
don't
the
know.
McDonald's and donuts.
That's
I think it's
honestly,
a dual drive-through.
You know what I think it is, honestly? I don't drink nearly as much as I used to. And I've never been a big drinker anyway, but like last night I drank with you.
I think it's the exercise.
I think it's the booze.
No way. Not
Really?
just
It
not
could
by
be
itself.
both.
Not by itself.
It could be both.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree
Right.
with that.
So anyway, so Dr. Novin's like, you got to do this. And I'm finally like, fuck, I'm going to do it. Because, my luck, I'm like skipping it and I got some major problems.
Right. You want to know, right?
I
You
wanna
got
know.
to have a baseline.
So we got it set up. And so basically, this process, mine was on Wednesday at noon. Okay. So the way this works is Monday night, you got to stop eating. Like my last meal was Monday night. And on Tuesday, you can't eat anything. It's clear liquid diet.
Wait a minute. So your colonoscopy is scheduled for Wednesday at noon.
Yes.
And your last meal was Monday night.
Monday night, I was with Phil and John, funny enough.
So Monday night,
that was
you
my-
eat.
Oh,
I-
yeah.
I
you
ate
were
Well,
chicken.
chowing
because
down,
he usually
yeah.
doesn't eat breakfast. Usually,
I
isn't-
couldn't, even if I wanted to, babe.
They wouldn't let you.
So they said, once you wake up on Tuesday, that's it, no eating. So I ate Monday night late, and I had a big meal because I'm a wimp about I'm a wimp about not eating. I don't think I'd last on Naked and Afraid because of that reason.
Okay.
Because I'd be like, after 12 hours, I'd
Like,
be like,
I'm hungry.
I need some goddamn food. Like, I'm going to go crazy. Like, I wouldn't make it, right? These guys go like 5 days without eating. I would die, okay? I've determined that after my 1 day
That's
fasting.
why Naked and Afraid is the most effective diet because
Oh,
they
dude,
walk
lose-
out 20 pounds
They lose
lighter.
so much money on that. Lose so much weight. So anyway, so I don't eat Tuesday. I'm starving like all day long, which is brutal. Okay,
Yep.
until like 5 o'clock when you take the solution, because
The solution.
the solution is it's like 16 ounces of water mixed with lemon lime tasting medicine And they're like, we put lemon lime in there so it tastes good.
Does it?
So you want to play the first part, John?
Yeah, let's go through.
And then stop it when it gets to me in the bed, okay?
Sure.
So we can explain that.
Tom
so,
in bed. Stop
so-
it when Tom gets in bed.
So this is me Tuesday, 5 o'clock, drinking the solution.
You've got that bleach stained
It looks
I do.
really
t-shirt on.
delicious,
I do.
I tried
too.
shirt on. I like that shirt.
All right,
You wouldn't have
here we
ruined
go.
it.
Getting old's a bitch. So got to do my colonoscopy tomorrow. It's 5 o'clock p.m. night before my noon procedure, and haven't eaten since last night. So I'm starving. So I'm hangry already, and I had to go get my handy dandy colonoscopy kit.
Look at that.
And this is the first part. You're supposed to take it at 5 o'clock, and I'm in for
I like
a
how you
good
wipe
evening
your
of
mouth
fun, I
before.
imagine. And then tomorrow I could take another one. Well, I guess you probably want to be with me for this part. Let's check it out. I'm sure it's good. I just mixed in the 16 ounces of water. Here we go.
So Tom's downing that for those.
Oh, God, it's so gross. Ugh. It tastes like the sea, salty, and also super ridiculously gross sweetness. I think they tried to make it taste good, and they did not succeed.
Oh man.
Drinking some more.
Oh.
Look at that.
This is good public service, by the way. This is good. What I'm going through is good because colonoscopies for men above 50 years of age is requested. And, you know, this is a good thing that I'm doing. It's just, it's a medical procedure.
Still
If
drinking.
you're over 50, you can have this much fun too.
Come on, Dad, just drink the medicine already. It's been too long.
Pat, leave me alone. Seriously?
Come on, just drink it fast. You won't even taste it.
Okay. Act like I'm in college, right?
Yep.
All right, you ready?
Chug,
Pat would know.
Chug, 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 chug,
Let's go.
chug,
Let's go. Let's go.
chug, chug.
It's really
Hey.
nice to know that you bond when all the other kids are at school.
Oh god.
Whoa.
How was it?
Thanks for the help, buddy.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
We'll get to that in a second. This is
Flip.
me. I'm high as shit in that picture right there.
You don't look like it at all.
Dude, if you pull in on my eyes, they're literally like going in the wrong direction, both of them. I'm not bullshitting.
So why don't you
And
describe
that-
for our listeners what
So
what's
anyway,
happening?
you drink that stuff at 5 o'clock, right? And I'm expecting to explode like within the 10 minutes, right?
Sure.
I don't know what to expect.
Right.
So I drink it, and you could literally feel it going through your insides, and you're like, "Oh crap!" You could feel it.
Wow.
Like it's
Literally,
like
oh crap.
It's like heavy.
it's like clean. Yes, it's like
Oh,
heavy, and it's like going through, and you could feel it. And I'm like, "Oh man, I'm gonna blow up!" Right?
Clearing you out.
And then I realized I made a fatal error.
Okay.
This is the crazy part.
fatal.
Fatal.
Not fatal. I made a bad error.
Okay.
I didn't have my iPad,
Oh.
and I'm like,
So he didn't get to.
So- but my iPad has the chess game on it, and it's got like
Yep.
Apple TV and all that. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Because I'm going to be sitting here all night, and I don't have my iPad, right? So I find my iPhone, iPad's at City Hall.
Oh, man.
So I'm doing a quick calculation. I'm like,
Wait a minute. You already
Can
took
I
them-
get to City Hall and back before
without
I blow
blowing up in my pants,
Oh
right?
my! You took that chance?
Yeah. Like, dude, my iPad was there.
I don't know how if
Wow.
you know how fast Dad drives. But
I
you
took the
can make
Mustang.
it.
I took the Mustang.
You could do
I was
it.
like,
Risky.
it's
That
like
is risky.
5:20.
Because I've heard it's like 10 minutes, and you're.
Dude, it's like I was worried about that, and I felt it going through my bones, right? So I'm like, dude.
I mean, there's
like,
a bathroom at City Hall, so
There
you
is,
said
and
that.
I was like, if I'm in bad shape, I could like do a halfway point,
Sure.
right? So I got my Mustang and I flew. I left the garage door open so that just in case I'm pulling back, coming in
you make a
hot,
quick exit.
I don't have to worry about the garage door.
Yep.
I flew to City Hall and I got in there and I like grabbed my iPad and I got back. I made it. So like, but I'll be honest with you, nothing really hit me until like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and it wasn't even that big. Like nothing really the night before.
Well, maybe
Well,
we're
'cause
already
you
cleared
hadn't
out.
eaten. Yeah,
I hadn't
there's
eaten.
nothing-
I was
That
pretty
helps.
clean, but like that wasn't really the night I drank the first solution. Wasn't really that bad. It was like I had a couple movements, so to speak, and I'm sure everybody enjoyed hearing
BMs.
it. But anyway, like it wasn't as bad as I thought. Okay, until the next morning when I drank the solution at 8 o'clock the next day. That's the one that got me like bad, and I came in nice and clean. Let's just make it that way, right?
Yes.
So I go in for the colonoscopy, and like I was like totally zen.
You wanna
I
give
wasn't
your-
nervous at
plug
all.
to your doctor.
Zen.
My doctor was Dr. Chang.
Dr.
Great guy.
Gene Chang.
Yeah, young
Munster
guy.
Community.
Yeah, so I get in there and I was like, they took my blood pressure. I was so chill. It was crazy. Marissa's like, I cannot believe how low your blood pressure. And my pulse was like 57.
Wow.
And these guys were like, God dang, man, like you're freaking chill. And I'm like, I don't know why. I was just totally like Zen master. Wasn't
Yeah.
nervous at all.
Ready?
So they give me the IV through my hand, which hurts a little bit. They put it through the top of my hand.
Is this like it's an outpatient procedure, right?
But they give you IV.
Sure,
They
but I'm
knock you-
saying
they
it's
knock you out.
outpatient.
Yeah, it's outpatient. I'm getting out that day. But they're like, okay, you're going to be in at noon. You're going to go under about 1, and then you can't drive home because you're going to be intoxicated. And I'm like, whatever. I've heard that before, right? So I'm like, but Marissa's there. I'm
can't
like,
tell
yeah,
me what
who's
to
taking you
do.
home? And they're like, Marissa is. And they're like, okay, he can't sign contracts or anything today. He can't change his will. He cannot drive. He's going to be intoxicated. And I'm like, whatever.
Sure.
You've
been through it. You're
I've
a
been
Navy
through it,
vet.
right? So I go in and they do the IV and then like they wheel me in. And by the way, I wasn't hungry anymore because like I'd been drinking so much of that solution. That's a good thing. Once you start drinking the solution, your hunger pains go
Interesting.
away. Your pain becomes something different, right?
Wow.
So I get in there and I'm laying in the operating room, and I was recognized as soon as I get in there by somebody I used to work with when I was a lawyer. And she was like, "Hi," and I'm like, "Great," my junk's hanging out, my ass is hanging out, like.
What?
Yeah, dude.
What?
And I'm like
I don't
having a
believe that.
conversation
I don't believe that.
with somebody I know. I'm like, yeah,
I don't believe your junk was hanging out.
It was hanging. I had a drape on. Okay.
Okay,
He had the
fair
gown
enough.
on,
I'm
but
sure your
nothing
gown was
else.
covering.
Wow,
It was
look at
covering
him
me, but
boasting.
still.
It
But
ran
still.
beyond the drape.
It did not. It was cold in there too, so I wasn't representing well. Let's just put it that way. Okay.
Yikes. Okay.
So I heard them like talking about. They would like say one thing, and the whole team would say, and they would like, confirm. They had like a communication system, and I'm obviously like all ears, just listening. And I heard them say one thing.
Yes.
They said fentanyl, and they go fentanyl, and then they go and they put it in. It was like a little bottle, little,
Itty bitty.
like super small glass bottle.
Wait,
like
you drank
Tiny
it or they
baby
shot
no,
it?
they
Nardo.
put it in my IV.
Oh, wow.
And then I know fentanyl because I'm always getting texts from our police department. Kevin's on this text chain about how many people die from fentanyl.
It's sad.
It happens like all too frequently.
Weekly.
Okay. And when they said fentanyl, I had this great point I wanted to make.
To the staff?
Yeah, because we were talking. And when I heard fentanyl, I was going to say, oh, yeah, I know about fentanyl. I hear about fentanyl all the time because like I get these text chains from my police chief and the people that die from fentanyl. And they go, fentanyl. And I was about to make my great point. And I said, oh, dude. I got nothing out. That's the last thing I remember.
Wow.
That's the last thing you remember.
I heard fentanyl and I was done.
It's
That'd
that
be the way to
fast
go.
acting.
I didn't wake up until I was in the Five Guys parking lot.
With Marissa.
And I was fully dressed. And I was
Wow.
like, what am I doing at Five Guys parking lot? And I had my wedding ring on.
that's
I had my
post-
watch on.
That's you've gotten dressed.
That's the next thing I remember. I was
He
in Five
finished
Guys
the
parking lot.
Like he finished the procedure. He
Got
recovered
dressed,
for like an hour.
Got pushed out of the hospital. It was like an hour long. I don't remember anything.
So this video is post.
Dude,
This
I
is-
don't remember this. Like, this doesn't
Let's play
exist
it.
in my
I like
memory.
your hang loose.
This
thing.
doesn't
Yeah.
exist in my memory.
That's why I love this photo.
Dude,
is
I
he's
am
got the
so, like,
California
high here.
hang
Yeah,
loose.
you could take the
This
boy out
is
of
like-
California, but you can't take the
Right?
California out
Honest
of
to
the
God,
boy.
like this is like high as shit Tom right here. And I'm doing the hang loose like woo! That's high Tom right there.
Great.
That's my DNA. This guy right here.
All right,
okay?
let's see it.
All right.
How you feeling?
High.
Super high.
Do you,
Super high.
Fentanyl.
They gave me
do you remember
fentanyl.
anything about what happened?
I kissed you in here.
I kissed you.
They wheeled me in there, and then they said, like, roll over on your side.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember anything.
Wow.
All right,
A little bit
present. Then that
Yeah.
was it.
That's it.
That was it.
I was violated.
Easy
I
peasy.
was violated.
Easy peasy.
It was easy.
Wow.
I don't remember.
You were out of it.
I don't remember anything from that. I was violated. I find it funny. I'm still funny. even
Still
when I'm
making
high.
jokes.
Still making jokes.
Still giving the California.
I said I
Delivery
remember.
Hang loose
is
sign.
I remember kissing you.
What?
They gave me fentanyl, and I don't remember anything after that. But I was violated. that was my report to Marissa after. But I was violated. So, like, I am a messed up person.
But you
deep down
survived,
inside.
and it was. And the report. Can you tell us how you did?
He said I was so clean. I don't need to come back for 10 years.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is great.
That made me feel good.
Wow.
Honestly, like I thought I may have issues.
So what's the message out there if you want to tell guys that are our age?
It really isn't that bad. Okay, it really isn't that bad. I did not feel anything. Like as far as the procedure itself, I don't remember it at all. Like I don't remember anything from that. It didn't hurt. The thing that sucked the most out of it was the fasting and the drinking of the solution, which is nasty. But like the procedure itself is absolutely simple.
Did Dr. Chang tell you like this is something that's important to do, or did he?
Yeah, he was like, this is what kills men. Is the number 2 leading cause of cancer in men is colon cancer, and you're doing something preventative. He was like congratulating me, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, going to the dentist is more nerve-wracking than this. This is the thing. The thing that sucks about colonoscopy is you have to prepare for it, and it's a pain in the ass. There you go again. To prepare for it, right? It is. It's like you have to starve. You have to drink this nasty solution. You're going to the bathroom a lot. But like as far as the procedure itself, it was absolutely simple. But like the next day you have to plan. So Kevin, when you get it, the day before, obviously you're preparing. You have nothing the next day. You can't do it. Yeah. I was like entertaining the thought of going to the Grateful Dead show in Indianapolis. No way. No,
you're still out of it for an extra day, you mean, after this? So like you had Wednesday, don't do anything Thursday.
So like I had my procedure at 1 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. I started remembering things. I didn't remember anything from that whole period of time.
And how about yesterday?
Yesterday, I told you, it was a sketchy day for me. I was wondering if it was a hangover from the drugs, actually.
Probably.
Because I was having a bad day yesterday. And I was having, like, basic troubles, like dealing with normal stresses that I deal with every day. Yesterday, I was having trouble dealing with stress, which is, I think it's a hangover from the complications.
But at the end of the day, it's well worth it, and everybody should do it.
I'm glad I did it. Yeah. I feel a lot better. I feel like I'm healthier.
And now you've got a baseline, so that if you take it in the future.
And it's nice to hear I don't have to be back for 10 years.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm going to go back in 8 just because I'm anal. There's another one. There's another one.
Lindsay, how did you handle it?
I know, dude. Her whole childhood, she was just laughing.
How did your butt feel after?
Fine. Honest to God, John. It doesn't feel any different at all. Like you would have never
feel
even.
Like something was in there.
It doesn't at all.
Huh. That's good. Yeah. So it's not the procedure. You're just saying it's just a process.
The procedure was simple.
That's great.
It really was. I don't remember anything about it other than them saying fentanyl, and then my excellent point that I never got a chance to make. That was it. And 5 guys. Honest to God, like. It was a good thing, though. I recommend everybody do it, and I know everybody's naturally nervous when they hear about this. It's totally simple. Getting a cavity filled is way more traumatic.
Wow. All right, well, there you go, guys. If you're of the age, 48, 50, go get it.
There you go.
Get it done.
I think
public service.
A really funny part of the story is that Marissa, you guys might be wondering why Dad was in a Five Guys parking lot and why Marissa didn't just take him home.
Yes.
But because he's such a big fan of Amazon, she was really concerned that he would sit on his phone and just order a bunch of stuff while she wasn't there. So she had to take him to pick up Pat and get Five Guys.
Is that what you did? That's funny.
She told me yesterday.
That's great.
Yeah.
Our next vlog is going to be Tom recovers from fentanyl addiction. He got a taste.
No, honestly, though. I'm glad you brought that up, John, because they gave me, it was the smallest little shot bottle I've ever seen in my life. And they gave me I'm 215. Yep. And they gave me the smallest dose. It was like a drop. And it knocked me on my ass for 6 hours.
It just goes to show you how dangerous it is.
Dude.
And like people are cutting it with heroin.
Yeah.
And it's just.
If you mess up on that,
super dangerous.
You're dead.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
Like, dude, it was a drip. It knocked me on my ass for 6 hours, man. Like, I can't imagine why anybody would mess around with that stuff. Like, it is incredible what it did to me. Like, I don't blank out. I was blank for 5 hours.
Goes to show you how scary addiction is, right? Like,
dude,
if you're messing with that because that's
people
the
are
high
messing
you want
with that,
or that you need or
you're gonna
addicted
die.
to it,
you're just gonna die. That's just all there is to it. And I had a friend die from fentanyl within the last 6 months.
Wow. So be careful.
Yeah, him and his buddy.
Get people help. If people need help, get it for them.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
you want to go to the gift that keeps on giving?
The
real
gift
quick?
that keeps on giving. Todd freaking Rokita.
Our Attorney General, our elected Republican Attorney General, Todd Rokita, decided to go after Shelbyville Mayor.
You can't go after one of our mayors.
Yeah.
Only we could go after our mayors.
That's right. So he was upset. So we've talked about this in the past, the opioid, and you've heard about this probably on the news, the opioid settlement that started happening kind of in about February this year with some of the opioid manufacturers. And the background on this is that cities and towns across Indiana, including Hammond, including Shelbyville, and the reason we're bringing up Shelbyville is because of what our Attorney General did in the Shelbyville News, which is he kind of went after the mayor and the local officials there. But what Hammond and Shelbyville and about 80 other communities in Indiana did was back in 2017, they took the bull by the horns and went after the opioid manufacturers. And they're part of a class action, a national class action, where local communities, big, small, Indianapolis is part of it, Hammond's part of it, Shelbyville's part of it, went after and sued and were part of the multi-district litigation against the opioid manufacturers. So here's what happens. This is typical, right? In February, there's a big settlement that's all of a sudden going to happen. And that's when the state jumps in and says, hey,
we got you.
we got you. Don't worry about this. We'll make a deal. And so
We'll cover all of you.
That's right. We'll take care of it. Other states apparently knew this settlement was coming. I heard Arizona's one of them. And what they did is they went to their locals and they kind of had a deal that was made together so that everybody knew what piece of the pie they'd get. In Indiana, what happened was late in the legislative session, I'm talking like last couple weeks, they shoved through a bill that gave the state 85% of the settlement and 15% to the locals based on population, but the state's going to control the money.
Right.
Now,
so,
is that a broken record?
So basically, we were given the choice of taking what the state offered, which is 15% of the proceeds, mixed up at their discretion, or we could opt out.
That's right.
And we opted out in Hammond.
We opted out, as did
Most of the cities in Indiana opted out because they don't trust the state.
80.
Right.
And
they don't trust the state to distribute the money fairly. They know what's going to happen. Their state's going to steal the money.
And now Todd Rokita goes into the Shelbyville News and says, your local official and mayor are more worried about lawyers' fees than they are about taking care of your community.
Right.
And they need to opt back in.
By the way, we're being represented in this case, and we don't pay lawyer fees for this. It's all contingent fee.
And he mentions that. They're going to get a third of the fees. They're going to get a third of your
a third
settlement.
of something that didn't exist.
There you go.
Right. But Mayor Tom DeBaun, Shelbyville's mayor, was targeted by our political, constantly campaigning for governor, attorney general, Todd Rokita. The guy that was redistricted by his own party out of his congressional seat 10 years ago now is going after Shelbyville Mayor Thomas DeBaun.
And I thought Mayor DeBaun did a great job with his response. I mean, he went right back after the attorney general and said, listen, you're not being fair. We live in this community. We've suffered because of this community. And that's probably something that you just even said it, Mayor.
Right.
Where
we get texts every day of people dying from overdoses, from opioids, every day. And it's like something we have to deal with. Todd Rokita, has nothing to do with that. Todd Rokita doesn't have Shelbyville's best interest at heart, nor does he have Hammond's best interest at heart. And the reason that Mayor DeBaun opted out was because the state isn't fair. When they distribute money, they would keep it for themselves. They would distribute it to their friends. They wouldn't distribute it fairly to cities like Shelbyville, to cities like Hammond. So like Hammond's mayor, I opted out of the opioid settlement so that we could control our own destiny in Hammond. Shelbyville's mayor did the same thing. And Attorney General Rokita is very, very mad at him for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mayor DeBaum's statement in his op-ed was really good. He said, this is once again an attempt by the state to usurp local control without inquiring as to our efforts and struggles in dealing with the opioid epidemic. Leaders at the local level deserve better, and more importantly, local folks deserve a voice.
Yeah.
So
he's being a strong mayor.
Yeah,
good for you, Mayor DeBaun.
Stood up.
Yeah, and I hope his residents are listening because Shelbyville's mayor is doing what Mayor McDermott and Hammond did and is doing what many, many other mayors across the state of Indiana, including, I'm sure, Indianapolis' Mayor Joe Hogshead and a lot of other mayors. We're not trusting the state and particularly Attorney General Rokita to settle this case for us. We can handle it ourselves.
Yeah, believe it or not, the statistics are over half of the state's population has opted out.
Right.
And that's what it takes. And that's why Rokita.
By the way,
nervous.
not everybody filed suit either.
Right. That's the thing.
I would be interested to see the percentage of people that filed suit. I bet you it's closer to 100% that opted out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 80 communities opted out, and none of them have opted back in. It's because the legislation that went through said it was done in a hurry. It didn't give enough detail, and General Rokita says, don't worry, we're going to go back to the legislature and figure it out.
Right.
In the meantime, opt back in.
Yeah, we trust you, General Rokita.
So, Mayor DeBaun, congrats. I think you're saying exactly what a lot of the communities are saying regarding the opioid settlement, and I think what has to happen is the legislature has to fix it first, and then maybe we'll see what happens.
Hats off to Shelbyville's mayor. Good job, Mayor DeBaun. Just like many other mayors across the state, we don't trust the Attorney General to litigate our cases for us. We could do it with our great lawyers on our own.
Why is he singling out Shelbyville?
Good question.
Yeah.
That's a great question, John. I don't even know the answer to that.
I think I do, because I think Shelbyville is more likely to be a Republican town, and it's a Democratic mayor. Like, you notice I've done the same thing. He's not writing letters up here about Mayor McDermott.
Good point.
Right?
He's not doing it in
because there's no hope for him up here.
There's no hope for the Republican Party.
We're not opting back.
Maybe when they see Shelbyville and they see a Democratic mayor, they're probably thinking down the road that if we can make this guy look like a liberal D somehow or not cooperating, that we could target this mayor.
And he went on and on about the lawyers' fees and
right.
on and on about.
People, I hope you all understand, these are contingent fee cases, meaning if there's no recovery, all the work that the lawyers did is free of charge.
And all the expenses that they
incurred, free of charge. So Hammond is part of this opioid litigation. We haven't spent a penny on this case. Now, if there's a recovery, the lawyers are going to get their expenses and their 1/3. True. right?
Yeah.
But if there's no recovery, there's no risk for the cities. So the mayor of Shelbyville, there's no attorney fees. If you're being led to believe that, you're being lied to, and you're being lied to by the Attorney General of Indiana, unfortunately, General Todd Rokita, who is a liar, basically. He's lying about Mayor DeBaun. He's lying about attorney fees being paid by the city of Shelbyville. You're not. You're the 1/3 if there's a recovery.
And by the way, the state was nowhere to be found. And to be fair to General Rokita, he wasn't the Attorney General at the time, but the state wasn't saying, hey, let's get into this opioid lawsuit back in 2017.
Right.
It was the cities. Yes.
Right.
So it was the cities like Hammond, like Shelbyville, like Indianapolis, and others around the state that said, yeah, let's get involved in this and let's go after them.
Yeah, 18,000 people. That's the population of Shelbyville.
Yep.
And he's caught the ire of
Well, and think about this, John.
Rokita.
If you yeah, exactly. And think about this though also. the fact is that places like Shelbyville have suffered greatly from the opioid epidemic.
Right,
you know,
yeah,
it's not
right,
just
right,
like
right.
big cities, right? Small towns, small cities around
absolutely.
Indiana.
Absolutely, Kevin.
Yeah, and that's the thing to be aware of, and that's I think what Mayor DeBaun's saying. Like we know what has happened in our small community because of this crazy crisis.
Right.
We know better.
Do you think he targeted Shelbyville because of that reason?
Interesting thought. I'd be interested to see what the politics are in Shelbyville.
Because, like, honestly, if Rokita's going to write a letter about Mayor DeBaun the way he did, why doesn't he say the same thing about Mayor Tom? Not that I care, but I did the same exact thing, but he's not choosing Hammond. Like, what's
You're
going
right.
on here?
Targeted too.
No, I'm just saying, Lindsay. Like, why is Mayor DeBaun being targeted?
I wonder if he did these around the state. This is the only one I've seen.
That's the only one I've seen too.
Hey, here's a thought. You think DeBaun would come on
yeah,
Lock Pod?
I do. I think we should reach out to him.
Let's reach
All right.
out. Steve, get on
Steve
it.
Kellogg.
Okay, let's go. We're reaching out to the mayor.
Interesting
of Shelbyville
story. We'll
to be a guest.
follow
We
it.
want to follow it up and ask Mayor
Yeah.
DeBaun what he thinks.
You know who else would be good to have on is potentially the attorneys. Would be good to see what the
Ooh.
status
Yeah.
is. They'd be good too.
Well, we have our attorney.
We do. Cohen and
Shaw.
Malad down in
We
Indianapolis.
could have Shaw Friedman come on. Easy.
Shaw?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he could explain it.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Todd Rokita, for giving us so much material. Our show would probably only be like a half hour if it wasn't for Todd Rokita.
If that.
I know, right? So I appreciate you, General Rokita. And I apologize on the last show when I called you asshole like 5 times. I apologize for that. That was unprofessional.
Oh, we need the Tom apology segment back.
It was unprofessional. Yep. When I said that he's such an asshole that they drew him out of his own district, I said it like 4 or 5 times.
Just a disclaimer, I wasn't on that episode.
I agree, but I apologize, Todd, sincerely.
So you're saying like once was enough?
Once was enough. I didn't need to say it 5 times. That he got redistricted by his own party out of his congressional seat. Like,
I remember that.
How much of a jerk do you have to be when your own party redistricts you and gerrymanders you out of your own district? That's how much of a jerk he is.
And he also ran in the caucus against Governor Holcomb.
Yeah.
He lost.
He got
Really?
What is that noise?
spanked.
Oh, nice.
So you think him and Holcomb are not?
No.
Oh, no.
Really?
No.
Not
John,
fans?
No.
Everybody in the Republican
no,
Party
no.
hates the Attorney General. Rokita.
I mean, I'm sure he's
Wow.
got his fans, right?
Oh, no,
That's just-
he's got the Trump wing. He does. The crazy.
Oh yeah, that's why I love him, man.
No, seriously, John, I know who you are as a person. You would not like this guy. He's fake as hell.
I think Holcomb is.
As hell.
He's fake. He's a fake,
As
evil
hell.
evil politician. He's evil.
I think Governor Holcomb is the type of, I think, person that does actually think about what's best for Hoosiers. I
agree with you.
think he really tries to do what's best for
I agree with
Hoosiers
you.
and for the state.
Yep.
Yeah, I think General Rokita tends to look at his political future.
So how did he get here if he's just so widely hated even by Republicans?
I mean, I don't know. Good question.
He taps into that.
He runs in a Republican state, so
He taps into the crazy Republican vote. He does tap into it.
he went to all these Trump rallies.
Yeah. No,
last
I mean,
year.
I think he's for the uneducated Trump voter that sees a guy like him, and I think that they're like, this
He's
is
our
our
guy.
Right. He's just like the guy in orange. He reminds me of the guy in orange, and I can't stand the guy in orange. So anyway, we should probably wrap up, guys.
All right.
I want to throw John's stupid hat back to him, and I got good news for you, Vesmar. I don't want your money. Okay?
I do, John.
I'm concerned about your frequent betting, and I'm going to turn you into Gamblers Anonymous, actually. Okay? We'll just call it even after that. But I don't want your money. I knew I was right because I grew up in California. I know the politics there, my friend.
California style. Here it goes.
California style. Thanks,
You
Lindsay. It's
seemed a
good to
little
see you, sweetheart.
concerned a couple episodes ago.
I was.
Yeah.
I wasn't concerned about, what's her name? Caitlin. I was
No.
concerned about Larry Elder.
Yeah,
for,
I was.
for a while.
Yeah, I was concerned about there just being enough votes to recall, but the Democrats got their act together, and I think they did a good job actually making it into Newsom against Elder, because then people are like,
That was a really good
whoa,
idea.
whoa,
Right,
and then
right.
it just died.
So anyway, great to see you, sweetheart. my laughing happy
She's
daughter.
texting over here.
Yeah, she's like, what?
Thanks.
I thought the show was over.
I'm so sleep deprived. I haven't
look
even.
great.
I've been able to settle into my.
look
Thank
great.
you.
We
Go
love
ho-
seeing
go home and
Lindsay
go
on
to sleep.
Friday.
I'm definitely gonna do that because I have a 8-hour shift later today.
Awesome.
So.
All right.
Good to see you, baby.
Serving the people.
Kevin
Thanks,
Smith,
Linz.
great to see you back on the air.
Thank you, Mayor.
We're bringing Phil Taylor on in again Tuesday.
All right, we'll see
Rumor
what
has it.
happens. Thank you.
Okay, Jay Vez, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Congratulations on $700.
Mm.
And
John pays his bets.
of course, the locomotive. You know,
The cleaned out locomotive.
the whistling.
freshly-
Dude, I'm like 216 right now. I lost 4 pounds, so that's another good thing.
You're not a
about the
Clydesdale
colonoscopy.
any longer.
I lost 4 pounds in that process. So there you go, men over 50, get your colonoscopy. Thanks, everybody. See you on Tuesday.